All right, so yesterday we got through some problems, we reviewed some stuff, and I think we left off on number 5. Is that correct, Sophia? Number 5? Okay. Jordan. In number 5, it says, if x represents the smallest of 3 consecutive odd integers, then the largest would be represented by blank. Now, my question to you, Jordan, is what does consecutive mean? No clue? Okay. So in this problem, there's actually 2 keywords. The first is odd. I figured you know what odd means, right? What can you give me an example of an odd number? 3. Another one? 5 and 7. And the funny thing is, Jordan, is you actually not only gave me odd numbers, but you also gave me consecutive numbers. Okay? So consecutive means like in a row. Okay? So up here, 3 consecutive odd integers. We're going to use the ones you gave me, Jordan. They're 3, 5, and 7. All right. Now, the name of the game with these is we pick numbers and plug them in. Okay. So you give me 3 consecutive odd integers, 3, 5, and 7. Which one of those is the smallest? 3. That one was easy, right? Now I'm going to say x equals 3. Now, which one of these, A, B, C, or D, when I plug in 3 for x, will give me my largest one, which is 7? Which one? Oh, you said C? I thought she said D. He's like, do I need to go to the nurse and get my hearing checked? I mean, I know I don't need to get my vision checked because I've never seen Jordan at work, but it's like a circle. You know where it's going to start and end, Jordan. All right. So it is C. 3 plus 4 is 7. Easy enough? All right. All day. Here we go. All day. What is the supplement of an angle that measures 3x? And you're an athlete, right? So you've heard of supplements before. It's like creatine, protein, all that fun stuff, right? Yeah. In math, it's not the same thing. Okay. Do you know? Yes. Let the record show. Hope is asking you to go to the bathroom at 7:53 in the morning. It's going on. No, didn't even sign out. I am unreal. That's going to be on YouTube.
Forever.
Forever. It's not coming down.
Do you report every other period or just ours?
Pretty much just yours. It's the best. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I record period 2 and don't tell them, and it's just fun because they're not used to it. Not used to it. But all right, all day. So supplements aren't the same thing here. Okay, it's not like the creatine protein that you take. This is talking about angles. Okay. Now this is more of a geometry question. Now, do you know anything about geometry? A little bit, not much. A little bit. Have you ever heard of supplementary angles? No, I didn't think so. All right, there are 2 types of angles in geometry that are very important. Okay, and I only know this because I like geometry a lot. It's a fun subject. All right, one is supplementary and the other is complementary. And no, it's not, AJ, I really like your sweater today. It's not that type of compliment, okay? So even though your sweater is really nice, North Carolina blue, love it, okay? So first thing is this, complementary means 2 angles that add up to 90, okay? Supplementary means 2 angles that add up to 180. Okay, now the way I remember it is this: C comes before S, 90 comes before 180. It's dumb, but it kind of works. Okay, now up here we're talking about, we want to know which 2 angles add up to 180. Here's the thing: if you didn't know anything about complementary or supplementary, right? Now, if we look at these answers, okay, do you see how 2 of them incorporate 90 and 2 of them incorporate 180? Do you see that? So here's what I recommend. If you don't know what to do on the Keystone, what I recommend is this. Look at the answers. Now, when you look at this, you kind of figure my answer either has to deal with 90 or 180. Agreed? So pick one of those and then guess out of the two. Okay? So up here, now that we know supplement means 180, I'm going to cross out A and B. Now, which one of these, when I add 3x to it, will give me 180? So let's start with C. 180 minus 3x plus 3x. AJ, does that give me 180? Yes, because the minus 3x and plus 3x cancel. So my answer is C. Because when we're talking about supplementary angles, we're talking about two angles that add up to give me 180. So if one angle is 180 minus 3x, then I'm going to add 3x to that and they cancel. Okay. If I combined with D, I would have gotten 6x minus 180, and that wouldn't have worked. Okay, but good question. All right. Sophie, how about we try number 7? Find the value of x squared minus 5x plus 4 if x is 7. So what does that mean? Very good. It means just plug it in. So we're going to do 7 squared, which is, do you know what that is? 49. So we have 49 minus 7 times 5. What's 7 times 5? So minus 35. So 49 minus 35 is 14, right? Plus 4. What's 14 plus 4? 18. And that's how you do it. Okay. With the calculator, you just type it in a calculator and you'd go from there. All right. Emma, can you help me out with number 8?
Yeah.
Emma, it says when x is 2 minus 3, which expression has the smallest value? What am I going to do there?
You just plug in.
We're just going to plug it in. So in the first one, Emma, what is 2 minus 3?
-1.
And then B, what is 2 times 3?
6.
And C, what is 2 plus 3?
5.
And in D, what is 2 divided by 3?
2/3.
2/3 or 0.6. Now, out of this, Emma, which one's the smallest? A, B, C, or D?
D.
Okay. Now, I see why you went with D because it was a decimal, agreed? Would you agree, Emma?
Yeah.
Now, let's think about a number line. Smaller numbers on a number line are numbers that are further to the left. So aren't negative numbers further to the left
Yeah.
than positive numbers? So the answer for this one would be A, because it is a negative number. Do you see that now, Emma?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mackenzie,
Yeah.
can you help me out with number 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says x equals 4y. What is the value of x divided by 4, or x divided by y? Do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay. Well, let's look up here at this statement that says x equals 4 times y. I have over here, I want to know what x divided by y is. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to divide both sides by y. That gives me x over y which is what we want, equals, and on the right side, the y's cancel. So it just equals 4. Do you see that, Mackenzie?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Nate, what am I going to do in number 10? It says a equals -2 and b equals 3. What is the value of -3 times a squared times b? Very good. We're going to plug it in. But the trick with this is we have to plug it in parentheses. So Nate, following order of operations, what is -2 times -2? 4. And then we have -3 times 4, which is -12. Times 3 is -36. Very good. Are you okay, Hope? Yeah. You seem tired. Late night? Sounds like it. Were you up playing Rocket League all night? So you were up all night, playing Minecraft? No. It's okay to play Minecraft. It's all right. You got a whole world created. Pretty much just a replication of Pencrest High School. So when I go home, I can continue to work and teach math. Sorry. All right, Hope, what does sum mean? There you go. Add. Don't go any further. Just say add. Just say add. Don't explain. Just say you got it right. Stop now while you're add. Okay. So sum means to add. So I want to add these two polynomials. So we have 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5. And I'm going to add to that -2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 5. Notice what I did here, Hope, was I did it in the vertical format, and I lined up my variables so that they're the same. So I had the x cubes over top of each other, the x squareds over top of each other, and the numbers. So Hope, what is 5 plus -2? In other words, which is 5 minus 2? 3. So we have 3x cubed. Now what's -3 plus 6? -3 plus 6.
3.
3. So I have 3x cubed plus 3x squared. What's plus 5 minus 5? So you cancel. So we're done. Nice job. Oh. Now in the next one, Hope, we're going to stick with you on this one. Build that confidence. Okay. Hope, it says from 6x squared minus 3x plus 6, subtract 2x squared minus 5x plus 8. Hope, what does subtract mean? The difference. There we go. That too would have been good. I also could have seen Hope in like, this little thingy. It's like, like just the one line, So what we're going to do here is we're going to subtract, but I don't know if you recall, Hope. All right, and this is why I went a little bit into chapter 7, was so that we could get to these. When we subtract, we add the opposite. So I'm going to add, and then I'm going to do the opposite of each of these. So it's positive 2x squared, so I'm going to change it to negative 2x squared. It's negative 5x, so I'm going to add 5x. and it's -8 or +8, so I'm gonna make it -8. And then I'm gonna do what I did right up here in number 11. I'm gonna combine them. So 6 plus -2 is 4. -3 plus 5 is 2. And 9 plus -8 is 1. You okay now, Hope? Baby steps. All right. Now we have the expression y cubed plus y cubed is equivalent to what? Andrew. Okay. Is that your final answer? Okay. So we have how many y cubes here, Andrew? 2. So I think you just answered your question, right? We have 2 y cubes. Which one corresponds to 2 y cubed? A, B, C, or D? D. So remember, that's a pretty good circle. So, all right, remember with exponents, we don't, when we're adding, we don't combine the exponents. Another way to do this is I could say, all right, y is equal to 2. Okay, and I could do 2 cubed on my calculator, and I would get 8, plus 2 cubed on my calculator, and I would get 8, and 8 plus 8 is 16. So I could plug in 2 into each one of these and see which one gives me 16. Do you see that, Harshan? I can pick a value for y. Okay, I can say let y equal 3 or let y equal 4, and I can plug it into my calculator, right? And then whichever one gives me the same answer as this, that's my answer. All right, Harshan. Now, quotient means to divide. That's why they put it in a fraction, okay? And what I want you to do here is I want you to tackle this problem by parts, okay? I want you to view it as we have numbers and variables, okay? Now, do you want to tackle the numbers or variables first? Sounds great. Now, when we have x to the 6th over x to the 3rd, what do we do with those exponents? Do we add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, divide or multiply, Harshan, they're kind of opposite, right? So the way I look at it is when you divide, numbers get smaller, right? So if they're getting smaller, multiply doesn't make sense, does it? So I wouldn't have that, right? And even if I did multiply them, x to the 6th times x to the 3rd would be x to the 18th. Do you see that? And none of those have that. So you could figure out that that wouldn't be the right way to go about this. So when we're dividing, things get smaller. So we're either going to divide the exponents or subtract the exponents, right? Do you know which one is which?
Don't you subtract?
We do subtract. But here's what I'm trying to get at with you, Harshan, is if you're unsure what to do, tackle the other part of the problem, okay? What is -18 divided by 6? -3. So if you can figure that out, Harshan, you know your answer is not C or D. Now, Harshan, what you could do at this point is if you don't know what to do, you have a 50-50 shot of getting it right. Okay, do you see that? So you could choose A or B. Now, Emma told us we subtract the exponents. So 6 minus 3 would be 3. Okay? All right. Drew, what does product mean? Multiplication. So it's 3 times -4. negative 12. Do you see how I tackled the numbers first to eliminate A and B? Now, just like with Harshan, now because I dealt with the numbers first, I have a 50-50 shot of getting it right. I'll take those odds, right? So my question becomes, is it going to be C or is it going to be D? Now, the difference between the two, are we going to add the exponents or are we going to multiply the exponents? Do you know? We add the exponents. So we're going to do x squared and x cubed. We add the 2 and the 3 and we get 5, and it's got to be 6 because this one says 6. Angela, can you help me out with 16? All right. We'll go to Liam. Can you help me out with 16? All right. Destiny, do you think you'd help me out with 16? I think you can. Destiny, let's tackle the numbers first. What is 16 divided by 4? 4. So just because you knew that, you eliminated D and C from your answer. And now again, you have a 50-50 shot of getting it correct. Now, Destiny, do you remember what Emma said about the exponents with division? Okay, Emma, could you say it one more time?
What you said?
Do you think you could tell me what I do with the exponents with division?
You subtract them.
We subtract them. So Destiny, let's go with the y's because the x's don't have exponents. What is 5 minus 2? 3. Now, I know my answer is A, but here's another way to go about it. Harshan, when we were talking about when we divide things, they get smaller, correct? Now, you know 16 divided by 4 is 4, right? So that eliminates C and D. Agreed? Now, I want you to focus on the y's. Do you see how my largest exponent with the y is 5? How could, if I'm dividing and things get smaller, how could I get a larger exponent? That doesn't make sense. Do you see that? So I could eliminate B just because I know 16 divided by 4 is 4. And when I divide things, they get smaller. Okay. Product. Oh, product. What does that mean? Multiply. So with multiplication, things get bigger. Agreed? So we have 3 times 4. What's 3 times 4, Hope? 12. Now you know the answer is not A or B. Now, do we add or subtract, multiply, or divide the exponents? So let's focus on the y's. And I always like to pick the y because we're the one that has exponents. Do you see how the x in the other piece, in the piece that's on the right, doesn't have an exponent, Hope? I feel that's kind of tricky at times. So I like to focus in on the y. So 3 and 2 is, which is D. All right. Who haven't I called on? Neef. The product. Product told us meant multiply, right?
Yeah.
How do I multiply 2x minus 3 times x plus 5? Do you remember?
When you multiply 2x times x, and you would get 2x squared.
Very good.
And then you multiply negative 3 by 5, and you would get negative 6.
Okay. Now, obviously, I left some space, right? Because it looks like we forgot some stuff, right? So, yeah. So this is why I said the box method
Oh, the bot-
really helps you out here. And it's okay. we didn't spend all that much time on it. So we have the box. And going down the side, we have 2x minus 3. And along the top, we have x plus 5. And Neve, you gave me 2x squared. And you gave me the negative 15. But do you see how we have two empty boxes there that we forgot to do? And this is why this visual method really helps me out. Because I have 2x times 5, that's 10x. And I have negative 3 times x, and that's negative 3x. And then I can combine these to give me 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. Okay, are you all right with that?
Yeah.
Jack, how are you doing at home? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what I want you guys to do is take a second, work on 19, 20, and 21. Okay. And then we are going, oh, and 22. And then we'll talk about 23 in a second too. You guys can work on 19 through 22. And we'll go from there. That's the Jewish. The double the gravy part. I had those like last year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I thought I should cut.
Big point doesn't really go down.
Yeah, it's nuts. But like, I had like 400,000 Doge coins. And now it would be worth like $200,000.
What do you do with it? Just trade it with like,
It was created as a joke. And like when you pay some or posted something like on this platform called Reddit,
yeah.
what ended up happening was like, oh, I could tip you in like Doge coins for like making a good post. But it was like so cheap, like nobody cared.
Mhm.
So I could buy like 1,000 of them for like $1.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like if I gave you like 5, like nobody cared.
Yeah.
But now it's worth 51 cents a coin.
Now my 5 would be very good.
400,000 would be very exciting.
This one of the questions on the TurboTax. But I think like those-
Crazy. All right. Jordan. What did you get for 19? A, B, C, or D? You got A? Did you draw the box? You did not. So I'm assuming you did X times X, you got X squared, and -4 times -4, and you got. So it couldn't be A because -4 times -4 is +16. Now, if I draw the box, it's X minus 4, X minus 4. This would give me X squared, and this would give me +16. And each of these would give me -4X. And here's the thing. With most of these, unless one is positive and one is negative, okay, I'm going to have 3 terms. So I'm already kind of leaning towards C or D anyway. Now with this -4X and -4X, that's going to be -8X. So the answer is C. All right, with these, and Nate, this is what I want to talk about, okay? With these, there's a couple ways to kind of shorten your length of time spent on this problem. And it goes along with what Jordan was doing. Notice Jordan multiplied the 2 first things together. So X times 2X is 2X squared. Notice all of these have that 2X squared. But now what I like to do is I like to check the last number. -2 times +3. Notice they all have -6. So my trick didn't really help me out here, but in a problem like 19, it would eliminate one of them. Okay, sometimes it eliminates more than one. All right, so with this, we have, all right, my little box here, we have X minus 2, we have 2X plus 3. 2X times X is 2X squared. 2X times -2 is -4X. 3 times X is 3X. And 3 times -2 is -6. So I'm going to have -4X and 3X. They're going to combine to give me -1X. So my answer is B. All right. Now, I'm not quite sure if you've been picking up on the pattern yet, but a lot of times, okay, with these problems, not like 20, but with the other ones, we're going to add 2 things to get that middle term. So here when I have the X plus 3 times X plus 3, we're going to have 3 times 3, that's 9, so I can already eliminate A. X times X is X squared. Then I have 3X and 3X. Notice I'm adding these 2 to get me to C. And then since we have 1 minute, I'm just going to write the answer up here to this. This is going to be 24X squared. And then that's going to be -10X minus 25. All right, so that's what we got today. Any questions? All right.